Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Paterson, and welcome back to another logo design critique. I have noticed that you guys really missed this series, so I'm doing my best to get you more of these videos out. But I want to make this more interesting, so before I get into the critique, what I'm going to do is down below there's going to be a little Milanote link, and I want you to go to that Milanote, sign up for Milanote, it's completely free, and check out the brief. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some competitions. We're going to do a friendly competition with each other and see who can design the best logo for the brief, or see what other people do. And I think this sort of idea, or this concept of working together on a logo, giving all our ideas and things that are going to really help us as designers get better and better, and also have some fun along the way. So check that link down below. I'm going to put some links down there, the sponsor link for Milanote, and you can go and check it out. It's going to be really fun. And let's get into the critique. So this first one is from Albert, and he is from Relative Visuals. Relative Visuals is a videography company, so that means that they take video of people, professional grade video. They showed me their website, it looked amazing, and they've given me their logo to critique. First off, your website is really clean, I like it. And I know I'm not critiquing your website, but you know, hit me up, this is awesome, I love your work. But onto the logo. So you see, the idea of this concept is to create a simple logo with a few slight unique touches. And that unique touch is this pixel up here on the right. Now, firstly, I'm going to commend the great things about this logo. Number one, does it fit in all circumstances? Yes, it does. It fits in an icon. As we can see down here, there's an icon ready for us to put on Instagram. Is it unique? Of course it is. You've taken one of the pixels out of the R, which is very clever, and shoved it to the right. Does it work when it's scaled down? It does work when it's scaled down. I think it's simple enough, but I think we can do other things to make this even better and more simple. And is it relational to your customer base or your client base? And I think it is as well. So far, this logo looks awesome, but I want to do a couple of little tiny things with this amazing design that you've got going on here to make it that much better. So without ruining your work, I'm going to just go ahead and take your work like so. And we're going to ungroup it. And what I want to do is just focus on the kerning here. Now, this seems to be a big thing now with logo type design, especially when we're using typefaces or pre-kerned typefaces. So although this is a typeface, you've customized the R to be a pixel, as we can see over here, because this fits all the way over here as from the R like so. Great concept, but sometimes the type isn't kerned properly. So what we need to do is bring this all over to the left slightly from the A. And the reason why is because if you look here, down here very closely, the mathematically, this is too short of a space between here and here. So the space in between there isn't the same as the space in between, let's say, here. And the reason why is because we need to compensate for what our eye see. And I've banged on about it quite a lot, but the way that our eye see type is an illusion. So what we need to do is fix that. So beforehand, when your type was kind of like over there, I wanted to move it a bit further in, just ever so slightly, just so it fit properly. And it comes with time and practice and experience, knowing when your typeface isn't kerned correctly. And because we're talking about pixels, I want to know if there's other ways we can add color to this. Although you're a black and white company in that sense, I want to let people know more about who you are and what you do. So a way we could do this is if, again, I go ahead and duplicate this. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this here, and we're going to move that to the back, and we're going to do the same again. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to give this sort of aliasing effect. Now, this might be a bit too much. It might work, it might not work. We're just going to have to see. But this aliasing effect here, we can like mix it up a little bit, bring it back in if needs be. But it gives this sort of cool effect in the background of different colors. Although you can't see it, people may be able to understand it a bit more. And that looks more like a pixel to me, because you know when you look at a pixels, it just goes right in. So all I'm saying is you don't have to do this at all, is if we're gonna add some color to this, maybe think about what a pixel looks like and why it looks like that. Just so people can see it, and it adds a bit of color. And also with that, without it looking like the gay pride symbol, which there is nothing wrong with, I think that it adds a bit more dimension and it's very, very, very simple. But that one is just a personal preference of mine and a little idea. I think the next one over here, when we've got the R and the E, you've got this white one here. We're going to move this over here for a second. And I'm going to show you what else you could do with this. So first off, we need to make sure if this is actually in the center, which I don't think it is. It's not fully centered correctly. That is fully centered. Now the reason why I think you kept it the way it is because that's what Illustrator told you to do. So when you go ahead and align everything in Illustrator, let me just have a go at it right now. So if I go ahead and align this, it should be directly, basically in the center of where you put it. Now my eye is always training towards the mass in the middle of this, so I think the R and the E should be slightly more central like this to read, and maybe even like just a bit further up even, just to compensate. That to me looks a lot better in the sense you can see it when it's smaller. I also want to look at the option of getting rid of the T, because this could look like a missing part of a text. For instance, the R and the E, like regarding something. So I want to make sure that we have something different in there. So what we could do is simply have the R like so, in the same position. I'm not too sure if it'll work, but let's give it a go. And we could scale this up, in fact. So there's one idea. I still don't like the one that I did there, but let's have a look at another idea I had and just see if this works. So I've got another idea and another concept here. Now this one is a bit more of a minimal and a strange composition for the icon, but I think it could work pretty well. It's the R and the E that I've been missing out of here. And what I'm trying to do is create this sort of look with the R and the E sort of coming out of the square. And this sort of shows like a bit of creativity in the placement of what you're doing. So it gives an element of mystery to this square, but I don't think that works either. So to be honest, I think your icon's really good. I think we just need to align it correctly. So this next logo is a very interesting one. It's from Ibrahim, and he has made this sort of logo, kind of like a lettering work as well, and it's a play on the words, do think. As you can see here, it's got .ink in there. Now the only issue I have straight away with this is you've used two different typefaces here, and the problem with that is that it looks kind of strange. What you need to do in a logo is, instead of using two different typefaces, you can use one with different weights. Now let me explain why. So I'm going to choose my top typeface here, and we're going to go to Gotham. It's my new favorite. And we're going to go and change this to a larger typeface, or a thicker version of the typeface, to give it a better look. Now obviously I don't have like a very thick version of this, but what I want to do is kind of show you exactly what I mean, kind of like this. So the reason why I like the second one, obviously it was very quick, is because we've used this same type family, but we have kept the contrast different. So I can understand why you've chosen this typeface here on the dot, and then maybe a different one on the ink, but you can't use a condensed font to a normal non-narrow font, you know? So what I've done is I've created this using Gothic Ultra and Gothic Medium, and as you can see here, we've got a bit of a type issue, a bit of a kern issue right there. But what this has allowed us to do is create a very nice, sleek design, a lot easier than you would have imagined. Obviously we need to play around with this a little bit more, get it like looking good. You can even do things to make it a bit more interesting and unique. So for instance, you see the top part of the eye, we could like, you know, for instance, get rid of that top part right there. This sort of looking eye here, this is just me ideating out. So we have a bit of a different eye, or we can get rid of that and then just shove this on top. So we have like another dot up there on the eye. May or may not work, or we just keep that bit at the top before. You know, it's up to you. So here's mine and here's yours in two different areas right there. I think that if you just use general typographic terms, as in like changing the kerning here on the K to the N, making sure that you've got a better logo. Whoop, hello, that one's not right. But yeah, I think if you just keep the ink and the dot keeping together and looking nice in the same font family, it will look so much better. Right guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, press that like button. If you didn't enjoy the video, press the dislike button twice, and also remember to subscribe to the channel. If you want to take part in the design challenge, then click the link down below as well to the Milanote. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it is basically a design challenge where we're going to take on a brief all together, and I'm going to show your submissions on the channel. I'm going to show you what I like, what I don't like. I'm going to try and get you guys in on the channel so you can talk about it and things like that. So click that link to check out the brief and to enter. Awesome. See you soon, guys. Subscribe. Have fun. Bye.